Or whatever the case may be, So when I say I never let anyone write my story, it's just like, okay, whatever the circumstance is gonna be, I'm gonna make the most of it. I went undrafted. Okay.
Let's welcome our host, Erica Wilson.
Great day, everyone. We're here live today with the girl, Erica Wilson, that it had to happen for our Monday night motivation. And tonight we have our NFL moms, but have a couple of them that's absent on tonight. So we would like to send up some prayers for them, as some is traveling, some is not feeling well. But, hey, duty calls. So we have to get on here and do what we do. Why are athletes important to society? So let me go ahead and bring on NFL mom, Melissa Phillips, which is the mother of Lynn Bowden Jr. Welcome. We got the whole lot of sisters down on tonight, Melissa.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're not here today.
Oh, no. But this topic was such a great topic. As I began to do some research on the topic, I just began to just sit back and say, you know what? Sometimes fans or people think our kids not really are gods, but, can't make any mistakes, basically. In life, all of us is going to make some mistakes, right? So it goes from the rooter to the tutor, as I would say on our on the prayer broadcast. But the thing about it is, why are athletes important to society? I think our kids are given a big platform to be able to, shed light on a couple of things that may be going on out in society, right?
Right.
By them having a platform of, NFL, who don't watch, the NFL games, so what better way to showcase or bring awareness is through the NFL. What do you think about that?
I think they have a general responsibility to be responsible as a hero on and off the field. One of the things I know that my son enjoys is just being able to give back like other ones before his time, whether it was just high school, little league, whatever. He's always had someone that at that time he looked up to. So football, basketball, whatever sport, they are representatives of what people inspire to be, especially when you're less than a 1% of the population.
Yeah.
That means you're the elite. So Unfortunately, you're human and you make human errors, but
Right.
people believe that you should be they have higher expectations for you, not only for the talent but the amount of funds that you're receiving. They think just because monetarily you shouldn't make any human error because you're making all this money.
Yeah.
But life happens sometimes. I'm not excusing some of the unfortunate misguided mishaps, but life happens. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's
You
a
know what?
huge responsibility.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it all boils down, like you said, to the money. Just because you're making a certain income, you shouldn't behave that way. But we have to understand there's still flesh. People still have feelings. Everybody have
Right.
feelings. But yeah, they are definitely held to a higher standard. And one of the things too, I love what they do in the league is that I might be saying it backwards, but my cause, my cleat, or my cleat, my cause. I
Hmm.
love when they do that. I really think that it should be more um than one time. I don't know, the season that they should do that. Blessed day, superstar, blessed day. But they only do it like what? I think around in October-ish.
It's in October. They have to adopt uh, some type of organization and represent them. So yeah, definitely once a year. But you got to think it's so many different things.
It is.
In November is Veterans Month.
Mm-hmm.
If you paid attention, they all basically had the same uniform, like a almost like this color, just a little
Yeah.
bit darker.
Mhm.
They had like a mustard yellow, brownish color.
Did you see that? Oh my
But
God.
they were personalized for the team. But that's just honoring the
Mhm.
fallen soldiers or the ones that take the time, the initiative to protect and
Yeah.
serve or have in the past or given their life. So I mean, I get it. I understand why October is for breast cancer month and for the cleats, and every month possibly should be for something else. So that's the
Right.
reason why they can't do it every single month. They
No,
have
not
to
every
definitely
month, but at least, two or three times out of you have 17 games. 16,
18,
17 games. Yeah.
18.
Huh?
It's 18.
When did they move up to 18? Well, not the bye.
Uh,
You don't count the
about two
bye.
weeks ago. I said 2 weeks ago, about 2 years ago. It's 18 weeks for all of them. Yeah, you don't count the bye, but
Right.
they
But
adopted
17.
the additional
Yeah.
I think it was 2 years ago.
Okay. Yeah. 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 Yeah, that's about right. Cause I was just saying, like, they don't, for the bayou, of course, you won't wear anything. But this thing here, why athletes are important to society, you got to think about too. A lot of times we have kids looking up to our children. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? And they really, really, you know, um, some it's like really they're huge. Like I wouldn't say the biggest fans because we're their biggest fans, right? But some really, really look at what our kids do. And
Right.
like you said, I love what you said, not just on the field. You have to, I mean, off the field, you have to do this on the field. Because think about us
Right.
as mothers. When our kids go out and they go out into the world, we want them to represent us like we
Right.
taught them something, right?
Right.
So it's only fair that these organizations feel the same way. You have organizations that want you to represent their organization in the best way possible, you know
And then on the business aspect, it's an investment. I'm investing in looking for some. I'm investing in hello. I'm investing into you guys. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I'm taking my time out. I picked you out
Hmm.
of all these people. You're the elite.
Right.
And we just, humans are humans, and we're
Mhm.
going to do what we can
Right.
to represent whatever we can. It kind of brings me back to when I was kind of frustrated that basketball had the opportunity to be one and done, and but football had to go on, you know, 3 seasons before they can declare.
Mm.
But as time went on, I grew to understand exactly why. You have a bigger organization.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
it's a total different mental. You have to have a certain type of mind capacity for the game, on and off the field. So it made a lot of sense to me. It's just the expectations are really high, and
Yeah,
as they should be.
yeah. Yeah,
So
that's true. Again, that's just like, with us, for our kids, their expectations for us is high for them as well, but at the end of the day, again, you want to represent anything that you do. If it's your brand, you still want to represent that brand to the best of your ability, because guess what? Names can get tarnished just so quick. Right?
right.
The media is what? The media. They report, you barely hear any good stuff that the guys do. But let me tell you one time what really got me. I cannot remember his name, but he was a quarterback for the Steelers,
Hmm.
and he got killed down there in Miami crossing the highway, right?
The young man from Ohio State, I forget
Was
his.
it Ohio? Okay.
He
With him.
originally was from Ohio State,
Okay.
and yeah,
Yeah. So when he passed away, why are they worried about what he did in his past? This young man has lost his life.
well,
But they were
everyone's
more
looking for it.
focused on what his family dynamics were, and things like that. Like that really, it did something to me just to hear what good did he do in society? How many kids did he touch that you guys, how many people, not just kids, how many people did this young man touch? You guys just want to focus on the negative, what he did in his past, so I get why some people, I don't get that, but I do get why, not just in the NFL, your job. I know someone who actually was working and she had on a company shirt, and she's afraid of midgets. And she mentioned something on Facebook about it. Her job got wind of it and they fired her, you
It
know?
all depends on what state you're in. Like right now, I'm currently in the at will state, so
Okay.
you don't. What that means is I can go to work tomorrow and they can dismiss me based off of I'm just not a good fit for the company. I
What?
I could have totally not did anything. It's just I didn't fit what the company needed overall. That's for the non-union companies. That's the reason why in the at-will state, sometimes it's beneficial to be a part of some type of organization or place that has some type of uh, union reps and stuff like that. But yes,
Okay. They
let's see.
say they can't hear us. We're going out and coming back in. Guys, can you tell us, can you hear us? Testing 1 2 3, guys. Testing 1 2 3. Can you guys hear us? Thanks, sis, for letting me know. Hey, Miss Betty, how are you? Thank you, sis, for letting me know. Please let
Not
us
sure
know if
if it's
you hear us.
both of us or me, because it might be me because I got this in, but I could take it out. Is this better?
Okay, which one of us is it? Can you hear one of us or both of us? Please do let us know, guys, if you can hear us. I hear you loud. Okay, Sissy, can you say something?
They probably can hear me now.
I can hear you now too. Better.
Okay.
Okay.
So it was the earbud, my fault. So
Okay.
I was saying it's an at will state. So I found out probably 2 months ago. It's basically if you don't fit the company, you can walk in and they could just say you're not a good fit. We're gonna have to let you go. And in this situation, you benefit better out at working at an organization or a facility that has unions in
Mm,
an at will state. Otherwise, there's no job guarantee. You could be the best worker, but if
mhm.
they just don't feel like you fit in or for whatever reason, you're gone.
Well, too, that's the NFL too. I don't care how good you think you are. You don't represent their organization, they could get rid of you as well. But you said the at will state, and I think Florida is the no fault state. So that basically is the same thing. Like they could fire you. You know,
Really?
yeah, oh
Well,
yeah.
I know we're no fault for as car accidents and stuff like that.
No,
For
it's the no fault state. Yeah,
for for
overall.
oh wow.
Because yeah, because my thing is, look, she was in Florida, and the thing about it is, just because she had on a company shirt. Now, had she not had on a company shirt, and she may have said something, nobody can tell like what company she's representing. But that goes to show you too, like social media, these companies definitely watch what goes on, you know.
I learned years ago that certain things shouldn't be publicized if it doesn't
Oh
need to be. Locations, relationship statuses, financial situations. I'm really, most southern states are at will states.
yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Well, you know, with me growing up in northeastern Ohio, which is Midwest, we've never heard you know what I mean?
yeah.
All of my jobs weren't union, but I knew for sure that I couldn't walk in and my boss would be like, I don't like the color of your hair. It's time for you to go.
Oh,
So,
you know, and it's sad, but it's like that. But again, a company or a business, whoever it may be, they want you to represent them well.
right,
And if we have our kids out there who's before millions of people, you know, of course they want them to be, stand up guys, you
right,
know. So if you're using your platform from Detroit, I know. Yes, Miss
right,
Woody. Miss
right,
Woody. So you have our kids that's out there, and they, like I said, they're being seen before millions of people. And here it is, just again, the media would take something and they would drag you. And it don't even have to be what they're saying. They're gonna make it seem like it's the worst, especially when it comes to the athletes. So athletes have so much bad rep. Not that they don't do anything. I'm not saying that, guys, but I'm just saying they have. If one person do something, they just say all the way across the board. You know what I mean? Which is not the case. You understand? But at the end of the day, you have to know how to carry yourself, like you said, on and off that field, because people are always watching, especially now, what we have in our hand all the time, the phone. We're
right,
ready to record something,
right.
say,
Well, I know you've seen. Well, probably not. I was off today, so I don't do much when I'm off but cook and clean. So every now and again, I just hop on and off social media. I know Trick Daddy was going off today
uh-oh.
about people being harmful. You know, the worst incident might happen. The first thing somebody does is run and grab their phone and record a dead body or something like that.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
and he's like, I'm gonna take responsibility, and y'all start DM me all the people that are doing this, and I'm gonna put them in a place. So yeah, it's media controls the masses, and as far as the young man that lost his life, his wife is taking the proper initiative and steps. She's been suing left and right. A lot of them
Oh,
have been
wow.
settled. Oh yeah. Oh
Wow.
yeah. Because I followed it a little closely. And I think it was maybe like a month or so. I think two of them settled
Hmm.
for an undisclosed amount. But
Right. Yeah.
she definitely, they, whatever slandering anybody did, she sent cease and desist letters.
That's right. That's right.
Every She did
Yeah.
a lot. She cleaned it up. They stopped talking about them instantly.
Yeah.
And after the fact, she continued on. I was shocked to see that she kept going, but I would have too. You only get that's her husband. So
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Somebody has to have their back, because the thing about it is he's no longer here. He can't defend
right,
himself, and just to know that the media, I mean, the thing about it is, again, we are human. And the thing about it, you never stop to think that that could be you
right.
one day. That I even watched an interview, listened to an interview that Alan did one day, and this was when he was at the University of Miami, and I
Mm.
listened to everything Alan told this lady. That is not, when she when it came out, it was barely what he said. So I'm like, hold on. And from that point on, it wasn't really nothing really bad, but still, it wasn't what he said. Is they put it in their own words or twist it or add on, whatever it may be. You ever think about the game that you play? Like, you tell somebody something, and
Mhm.
that person tells somebody else, and by the time it gets back to you, it's nothing what you said.
That's why it's hearsay or
Hearsay.
his story.
Exactly. So I'm going to play this video from Inspired Change, because this here, I would say they did a phenomenal job on NFL.com with this Inspired Change, because we have so many athletes that's out there really making a change, really, really touching lives, really using their platform for positive things. You know, some just probably haven't started yet. Some probably will start in the near future. But however, your platform, you have this huge platform to be able to spread some type of awareness. You know what I mean? It's not like you have to have an organization, which is good to have, but still, you don't have to have an organization to spread awareness. Like we had, I don't know if you remember Nick Needleman.
Yeah.
Okay, Nick, his mom is a single mom. So what he did, he partnered with Alan, and he did 88 blessings for the single mom on his My Cause, My Cleats, or My Cleats, My Cause. Alan, correct me, because I don't know which one it is. But he partnered with that. So the thing about it is using your platform, not just for the athletes, any platform that you're giving. If you're giving a larger platform, even on a smaller scale, still spread awareness, because there's so much that's going on that needs some light share on it. So let me go ahead and play this video really quick. I mean, I really enjoyed it, Melissa. So I hope that you enjoy it as well, and as well as the viewers.
A person is blessed with something, there's a responsibility that comes with that.
A lot of players are realizing the platform that we have. We don't have to just show up on Sunday and go home.
The NFL, in partnership with the players and clubs, continues to inspire change.
Before you solve any problem, it has to be recognized. Then we got to figure out how we solve it.
It's time to reevaluate how we deal with crime, how we deal with punishment. It's time for us to start to highlight those who are doing it the right way so that we can replicate it. Where can I help as an athlete and influencer to take what you're doing here and make that a statewide standard?
I think social injustice in America is really what led all of us to even want to get involved.
Our country has the greatest ideals ever. We got to make sure that we're living up to the ideals and morals that we're putting out.
From a legislative standpoint, how do we help?
I didn't know that there was actually athletes out there that cared about this topic.
And I want to be able to help people who can't help themselves, people who are being oppressed.
I was in the same seat y'all was in, you know what I'm saying? So we all here to help everybody else be better.
We just want to encourage you guys to keep doing this work, because in many ways it's a model for a lot of other people.
You never know how somebody else lived their life if you're not walking in their shoes.
I was put on this earth to do more than just play football.
This is my action. This is the way that I've chose to promote change.
If you want to be a part of the solution, it's not easy. You have to do your part. Everybody has a piece in this, and when we all take ownership, that's when we get real movement.
Join the NFL, the players, and clubs in the continuing mission to inspire change.
Now, isn't that awesome?
That's nice. I've seen a lot of those. Go Saints.
Whoop, whoop, the Saints won yesterday. Okay,
yeah, I've seen a lot of them. What was I going to say? I think the first show when I came back on, I think one of the things I had said was, are you a part of the problem, or are you going to be a part of the solution to a gentleman? Yeah. When back when I told you, I used to just argue. Well, not argue, just point them in the right direction. When it came to just little bad stuff they were saying. Yeah. But in a month time, I've outgrown that too. I'm not doing it. I don't feel like it. So that was just something to do. I guess I had extra time on my hand.
Well, that's all right. People don't use their platform correctly. They don't do or say the right thing. It's a blessing that God bless you to get a platform. You're absolutely correct, Miss Betty. You're absolutely correct. And that's why I say people are human. You understand? A lot of times people wear their feelings. And by them wearing their feelings, what they do is they go to social media, and they just let it all out. However, we just have to hopefully, just pray for them, and hopefully that they able to use their platform in a positive way. Because I know I found myself sometime when I was going through some things way back, I found myself using my platform. But one thing about me, what I say once, I could say twice. I could tell you what I said. I don't have a problem with telling anybody what I said.
But to be honest
Yeah.
with you, in defense of the young men, we're talking about young men that sometimes aren't even 23.
Right.
And
they're learning.
The brain isn't fully responsible until for making the appropriate decisions until the age of 23. So if you have a younger gentleman that's 21 or 22 and he says something wrong or does something wrong, it's human error. It's human nature. Unfortunately, it happens.
Yeah.
But we all make mistakes. I mean, I'm not making up excuses. I'm just being a realist. You have to know that me at 44, I wasn't nothing like I was when I was 24 or 34. It requires maturity, time, and growth. And I don't have the platform that they have. So imagine the spotlight being totally on you.
Yeah.
And you have rules and regulations in the league. Then you have rules and regulations that you need to learn each and every state that you go to.
Yeah.
Every state it's federal and state laws.
Ooh.
So it's a lot of responsibility on these young men. They might be parents, whether they're single parents, married parents, in between relationships, co-parenting. They have a lot going on, as well as I have to perform at the highest expectations.
Right.
But life is life, and death, suicides, whatever. You know what I mean? So I mean,
it's so true. That is so true.
Mindful.
Yeah. Even when you're doing something positive, right? Even when you're using your platform for something positive, someone definitely can take something negative out of it. You're going to have a negative Nancy somewhere or a negative Nathan somewhere. I don't care if you can have the most positive thing that you're doing. And the reason why I'm saying that is because when Alan, he used his platform to shed some light on the Stoneman Douglas shooting, they were coming for him like he's trying to stop guns, and it was just a total mess. But again, he was doing something positive, and we connected with someone in the midst of their in the midst of their adversity, going through losing their children,
right,
losing loved ones. But you guys are worried about him trying to stop guns.
right.
Like, where is the heart of our people?
But but they also say if you don't have no haters, you ain't popping.
Ooh.
So it's a give and take. You gotta love the haters and love the people that embrace you and find a perfect norm. Because nobody in life, they ain't like Jesus Christ.
Right. And they talk about him bad. And the same ones that sat with him betrayed him. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, too, this is why it's so important that we don't get caught up in hearsay and what others are saying about somebody else. Because sometimes half of it ain't the truth. You put a post up and I reposted it and people was reposting it like crazy. What was it? Oh gosh. It was basically saying about having a conversation with someone because it could be a misunderstanding.
Right.
Before you sit there and hold grudges, have that conversation.
For instance, if you ask me what love mean, I might have a totally different definition on what the book says and what you might think. So one of the things is I'm mindful and I like to try to sit down and try to elaborate. But if we can't come to a necessary norm or a medium, I just let it go. Right. Because one of the things I am working on is emotional intelligence. And once you master that in life, you can almost do it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's when you recognize those are haters. Do make you greater. Take it like that. All right, Miss Betty. All right. Yeah. But and that was one of the things that because one of the things about me, I've always been a giving person, right? Even when I didn't have, I was giving till it hurt, but whether it was time, whatever it may be, I was giving, so I always told God, like, if you ever give me the platform to give on a larger scale, Lord, use me. You know what I'm saying? So when Alan made it to the league, and it wasn't even, I think, 2 months, I put together this gala. Oh my God, it was amazing, sis. It was amazing. And when we had that gala, we had such an awesome time, but you did have some saying there wasn't no need for a single moms organization. Why not? Why not? Yeah, it wasn't no need for a single mom organization. Do they not know? And I don't know what's the numbers, the statistics or whatever, but majority, I think, of our kids come from single parents or single mothers.
A lot of people aren't realizing on the younger end, for the younger moms, I know I'm super non-traditional. When I was a part of one of the organization, I think I was the youngest. And I probably at that time had, it was some moms that had 10, but at that time, I think I had 3 grandchildren at the age of 3 years ago, at the age of 41. So me never being married, being a single mom and a grandma, of a player, that's just made all the more difference. People are afraid of what they don't know about.
Yes.
And that's all it is. They're fearful of the impressions that we might put out into people.
Right.
And it's a man's world, and a lot of the men don't think that women are capable of.
Well, I think they're starting to realize that now. Yeah, I really think that they're starting to realize that now. We getting our props now. They probably didn't realize it before, but I think they're starting to realize it now. But going back to, and I was telling you about, I was asking God, like, if He was ever give me a bigger platform, I would serve. So we had that event. It was amazing, and everything just was going at a fast pace from that point on. And little did we know that Alan will land in Texas. So for the Cowboys, and I took the organization up there. Up there, it was AH17 Wings, / 88 Blessings. So we took the organization up there. Little did we know that something was going to transpire on that February 14th, Valentine's Day. You come across people and you never ever know. So I think people really think that they're exempt, because I don't think any of these people thought that their loved ones was not coming back home, especially when you send your child to school. You know what I mean? You send your child to school in hopes they're coming back home with a better education or a better understanding of whatever it is that they're learning, right? But to know that you will never see your child again. So when Alan took the initiative to, spread awareness through his platform. See, that's just how God worked. He gave me a platform, but he had to lay the foundation through Alan. You see what I'm saying? So Alan is the type of person, he really don't like the spotlight and things like that. But I knew that I had to get to serving and doing the things of God and helping people, because it was happening to me. And that's why, I had to put my best foot forward and, go out and do 88 Blessings. And we had some amazing people that was doing it with us. We did an event in Miami, sis.
Nice.
Knew you there. So we did a gala there. It was amazing. The best one by far. But I'm going to show the piece of it now. But the mother, we honor one of the mothers. Her daughter was 14 years old. Her daughter was shot 10 times. That guy actually shot into the window, left, came back, and shot some more. 14 years old. And to see her strength, just to be in her presence and see her strength, we knew that we had to honor her. Even though, I don't know what it did for her, but she did a lot for us. Just to see her strength and how she was able to go out and advocate for her child, and not just her child, other children as well. So we had this event, we put it on in Miami. Let's take a look really quick.
Tonight, the mother of one of the MSD victims was one of many honored in Davie. CBS 4's David Sutta takes us to the 88 Blessings Gala, which is put on by NFL star Alan Hearns.
God, you know what they stand in need of needed right now.
In Davie Saturday night, an NFL star and his mother gave back, honoring single mothers across the region.
So I feel like it relates to them more, to see there was someone that was once in their shoes and have a story where, like, I'm playing in the NFL, my mom's successful, she have her own organization, so it's just giving them light and hope that one day they can overcome it.
Alan Hearns, a former wide receiver for the Miami Hurricanes, now plays for the Dallas Cowboys. But his path to making millions wasn't easy. Growing up in South Florida with a single mom, they often went without.
She was always my motivation, but one thing I think that grounded me in today, I had a fear of letting her down.
And he said every time he touched that field, he'd do it for me.
When Alan made it to the biggest field of them all, the NFL, his mother, Erica Wilson, began a foundation to let single parents know you can overcome the challenges.
Single mom, a young single mom with 2 kids, struggling, rape victim, homeless, robbed at gunpoint. All those things had to happen to me to birth me for my purpose today. And that's why I'm standing here today giving back. Because once a person hears what you went through, they'll tell you what it is they went through. So it's just all about awareness and being strong through adversity.
After the shooting of Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, Hearns changed his number from 88 to 17 to honor the 17 who died in Parkland that day. The group recognized Lori Alhadeff and her foundation at the gala to make schools safer.
Alan has been incredible. He's been able to use his platform as a football player to help make our schools safe to a national level.
Hearns and his mother hopeful they can pay their blessings forward to make our community a better place. In Davie, David Sutta, CBS 4 News.
Wow. Now, see, that's one of the things I love, again, to see her strength. To see her strength, she did not stop. I mean, till this day. It's called Make Our Schools Safe. So, guys, if you could support that organization, please do. But she did not stop. Her strength, her husband's strength, her mother, her father, we met the whole entire family. They became our family. And it just, to use your platform in a positive way like that, just to bring awareness. And Miss Betty says, God laid that foundation for you and you walked into it. I asked for it too, Miss Betty. Thank you. Beautiful. That's why you both are blessed. Thank you so much, Miss Betty. Our superstar said we were at this gala and had an amazing time. I'm telling you, sis, this was the best gala by far. But just to know that, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm happy they finally resolved the situation as far as that.
I actually have chill bumps now because as you sit down and you hear the stories, it's like, oh my God. And he had the opportunity of sitting down, I think it was 5 or 6 of the kids. And one of the young ladies, Lori's daughter, was her best friend. And they actually favor each. I kept looking at the young lady because they favor each other so much. But just to know that when you're having a platform, see, that was something positive. But instead of them worried about him spreading awareness, they're worrying about him stopping gun laws.
Really?
Oh yeah.
That was wow.
Oh my God. It was horrible. It was, I don't know if he saw it, but Twitter was like really, they were blowing it up. They were blowing it up. But again, this is what I'm telling you. You're going to have some people that's going to try to discredit what you're doing or try to make it seem like you're not using your platform in a positive way. You know what I'm saying?
The most perfect way that anyone can use it. And I'm happy that the the mother and the fathers of the victims are using their hurt and their distress to make aware. Growing up in Youngstown, Ohio, is familiar. It's familiar. Just recently, my oldest cousin grandson was accidentally shot and killed. So it's still under investigation. And like I said, I'm learning emotional control. So I just really haven't, reacted the way I needed to. But he was 7 years old,
Jesus.
and it happened at his mom's house. So it's alive and it's real. I really wish they would do a lot more in my hometown, like you guys were able to do. But it's gonna take a village. I have a friend who lost a 14-year-old daughter at I think it was a graduation party or a sweet 16. She's
Wow.
bringing awareness. I have another woman that I pray with consistently. She lost her husband to gun violence, and I think it was like a year and 2 days later she lost her son to gun violence. So it's one of the things that unfortunately in my hometown that's huge.
Yeah.
Huge. And
well, maybe sis, maybe you should put together something. Maybe, because Lynn right now, he's with the Saints. And the Saints is what, 5-4, I think you put up?
Yeah, they're number one in their conference.
Yeah. Won't you put together something?
Probably next year because it's so fresh for the moms. And one mom is a year in, the other one is less than a year. And they're building up their platforms and they have things in works. So I don't want to kind of step on their toes.
No, I get that. But what I'm saying is, like, basically whatever they have going on, like we did, like she have her own organization, Make Our School Safe, right? So all we were doing is highlighting her organization, not trying to take over what they're doing, but just highlighting their organization, because Lynn is what? With the Saints right now. He has a huge fan base. And the thing about it is, again, that's how we spread awareness. And this is why I think it's so important. Athletes is very important to society. We as a whole, but like you say, they have this high expectation on them because of they're making the money. They have the fan base. So I just don't see.
Well, what I could do is me and you, once we're done with this, we could sit down and maybe we can do a collab or something. Because the mom that lost her husband, well, I'm in touch with all of them, but I definitely pray with the one that lost her husband and her son in the same way within a year and 2 days from each other. And her platform is huge. She's wonderful. And she just keeps going and going and going and going and building.
Absolutely.
She does motivational speaking. She does it all. I'm proud. She gave away a car. She collaborated. She did a lot. She does a lot.
And that's like Lori. Lori do a lot too. She's something big in the school board because she was advocating. Yes, she was advocating for this bulletproof glass. You know that little glass that's inside of the school door that you can kind of like peep your head in?
Right.
That was not bulletproof. So that's how he was able to shoot through there.
Oh.
You understand? He shot through there and he was able to come back. And the reason why it wasn't any more fatalities because he actually, when they were the kids were escaping the school, he actually was shooting, but that window was bulletproof. So while the kids was running out, he was trying to shoot out there, but it was bulletproof. So that's when he began to drop the gun and then walk out like he was a student. You know what I'm saying? So, but on her, I'm telling you, she do galas, she do tennis events, she has not stopped. And her platform, she's doing a phenomenal job. And not just Lori, we had sat down with Alex as well. Alex, that is his name Alex, or Alex is the one that passed away, I believe. But Max, that's his name. We sat down, Alex sat down with Max and had a chance to speak with Max as well. But one of the hardest things, like the people do not see, when these athletes go, I remember visiting a hospital, and one of my things is I do not like to see sick babies, especially babies that can't really help themselves. So you have to take all that in. I think the people should take all of it in, what these guys are seeing, especially if they're fathers. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And to be able to, when he went to do the interviews with Lori, he actually went in Alyssa's room. That's I saw it all over him. I saw it all. I saw the deep. He take the deep breath and everything. Even when the kids were talking to him, they do not understand what it take. That's your
A
mental.
lot.
It is a lot that our guys go through. So I got to perform on the field. I got to take care of my body. I have to make sure I'm saying and doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot that they endure. And a lot of times, a lot of the organizations, they go to the hospitals
Right.
and see the, oh God, that.
They started early. I know for UK, they started in college. My son did a lot with UK. A lot.
Mm,
The hospital, the healthcare center. He did a whole lot. They were all about giving back
yeah.
to the
Yeah.
healthcare center
Yeah.
and just going and visiting the kids. And at the time, the coach's ex-wife was, I think she was on the board.
Mhm.
It worked hand in hand. So they did a lot with oncology. We ended up having a guy that now plays for Detroit Lions. He had a rare cancer that they found it in his foot. And he's been, I want to say he was on Good Morning America.
In his foot?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And he's in the league right now. I think this is his second year.
Oh my God. You know what though? It was even with the young man who daughter. I cannot remember her name. She's so cute. Remember he was a ball player as well. I think he played for the Bengals, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember what team it
Leah,
was.
is
I
that her
remember the
name?
lady.
Was it Leah?
I don't remember her name, but I remember seeing her once or twice. She
And
was
that's exactly. So my thing is, let's talk about too, like when COVID hit, because your son came in during the COVID season.
that was
Right.
COVID was rough.
Yes, exactly. So my thing is, a lot of the players had a chance to opt out.
Mm-hmm.
You got to think about, you thinking about you taking something back home to your wife, your kids, or your unborn child.
Mm-hmm.
And here it is, you can play ball again, but you can't get another life.
Right.
So, I was reading some of the comments where people were saying the players were soft because they were taking off and things like that. Again, you have to do what's best for you.
Your situation, everybody.
Exactly. You can't worry about what others
I
are
think
saying.
Allen opted out that year.
Oh, yeah.
And Liam played.
Absolutely. Oh,
Liam
Devon
played.
Stills. She said Devon Stills. Exactly. That's his name. I think the little baby name was Leah, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Allen opted out that season. And I remember him calling
I think
me.
they both were having babies at that time.
Yeah, exactly.
But Liam had to play because it was that his first year, his rookie year. He had to.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, so they didn't. Okay. Well, I remember Alan calling me and I heard it in his voice. And I'm like, what's up, son? So he was like, well, I'm thinking about opting out. I said, oh, that's a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? You could get another life.
Right.
You could play again, but you can't get another life.
But I ain't gonna lie to you. I was kind of happy at that time because I'm big on immunizations. You know that.
Yeah.
I
Oh
made
my
it totally
God. I know that.
I made it totally transparent on this show.
Yeah.
What I got 4 in one day. So
was it 4 or was it 5?
Let's see. TB, DTaP, COVID. I didn't get the pneumonia that day, and it was one more flu.
Yeah, it was flu.
Yeah. So I got 3 immunizations and 1 skin test.
Okay.
All in one day.
Yeah, but I mean that's my thing. Like when that thing came out, it was shutting down everything.
Yeah,
so it was that we were really in some scary times, very scary times. Because the thing about it is, and I remember, I think Lynn caught COVID, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it was like spreading.
He was on a COVID protocol, I think, one other time, but he had caught COVID, and they were adamant about testing.
Yeah.
They were very, if you were around anyone that had any, so.
But see, that's the thing, like, then it's too late because some come up with it. You know what I'm saying? And so now I'm going home to my family, and you know what they say, asymptomatic, you don't even know that you have it. You have no symptoms or nothing. So you can definitely, transfer that. Like now, I'm saying now, I was watching the news and I'm seeing all these people sitting in court, even the judge had her mask on.
Well, they were talking about that today about
how did people not believe in it? I don't know, Miss Baby.
They were talking about it today that people need to be mindful. The holidays is when it runs rapid, and it's because all these people are gathering in large amounts in one setting. And
but see, it's not just COVID that they're worrying about. They're worried about that RSV and the RSV and the flu. They're even taking precautions now when you're traveling. It's some kind of test that they're doing now when you're traveling.
Really?
Oh,
Wow.
yeah. I just saw it on the news. But the thing about
it, of traveling, I was getting cut off left and right during that COVID season because I was commuting back and forth. I was taking my dad from Florida to Ohio to his doctor's appointments. I was, if they called me, because I was power of attorney for both of them, if they called me and said, we need you to be here, I was, at the time, the flights were like $17 one way, $34 round trip.
Are you kidding me?
Girl, I stayed in the air more than I stayed in Florida. I was in and out. If my grandma got sent to the hospital, remember I was supposed to do a show one day, and it was a bad occurrence because she had went to the hospital unexpectedly. So my whole life was come go. He'd be like, you're not coming over to see the kids. You just got off the plane. Did you?
Well, that was it was a bad thing. It was really a bad thing. So
but I am one of the people that have underlying health issues. I have sleep apnea, which is respiratory. I have asthma, which is respiratory. But I had to do what I had to do for my loved ones. When it first initially hit home for me, my daughter, which was pregnant at that time with my 3-year-old grandson, was almost due. She was probably like 8 months. My oldest daughter, the nurse, and my grandmother and my father all had COVID. I was unvaccinated, and like I said, I have underlying health issues. I had to come to terms with myself. Either it's gonna be me standing and trying to be mindful of me, or me put myself on the line. Who better than to take care of all of them than me? This is what you've been doing your entire life, is serving other people. You go pray about it. You go get on that plane, and you go make sure that baby don't die, your daughter don't die, your other daughter don't die, your grandma don't die, and your dad don't die. I got
you know me. I'm not no advocate for it.
Girl, I stayed in a hotel for 28 days.
I be telling people, I say, y'all get that zombie juice if y'all want.
And I got it all up in my bones.
I feel fine. But again, the thing about it is that was a trying time for everybody.
I just look at it like this. All of my children's life, I made my children, as well as my parents made me, become immunized. My grandchildren have it. Why would I wait till I'm grown to become ignorant? No offense to you, but I'm just saying. And then I'm giving back to the community, working in the healthcare system, exposing myself.
But it's not stopping you. It's not stopping you from getting it.
It's not.
That's the thing. Like, that's when they first came out. That's what it was saying. So I don't think it's like one being. That's But see, we never. I can't recall ever dealing with something like this. But at the end of the day, still, it still boils down to what's best for the person's body.
Right.
What you think is best for you. Like me, I knew that I wasn't going nowhere. I wasn't going around nobody because I want to see my grandkids and be around my children, right?
Right.
However, I did not want to get the shot. you know, and I had the appointment. I thought I was sold on it and everything. I didn't go. So at the end of the day, I just felt like it wasn't for me. And I see, and by the grace of God, thank you, Jesus, and only by the grace of God, I had a mild case. You know what I'm saying?
And me, on the other hand, I never had it.
Yeah, see, and that's, oh, you could be asymptomatic and probably
Well, I
never
could
knew.
be asymptomatic.
Yeah.
But I just wasn't, I've been taking care of people since 2001. So I'm not saying I'm invisible. I just want to protect myself and the people that I'm caring for.
Yeah.
That's just like when I went and got all those immunizations. I knew I was about to be on what I call as maternity leave. I knew Lynn was having another baby, and I know my daughter was having another baby. I'm not going to be mentally responsible if I give the little newborn babies anything.
Yeah, of course not.
So that's the reason why I took the initiative, as well as caring for others that have underlying health issues. So I just, it's an accountability thing for myself.
Right.
But it's the great thing about America and this world. What works for you doesn't work for me, and vice versa.
Yeah.
And it's okay. That doesn't make nobody no different. And that's the problem with everybody.
But I think that's one of the things that it did, though. COVID did was cause discord. I truly think that.
Anything.
No, but COVID actually was designed to do that, and it did just what it because you think about it. Think about it. Forget COVID. Why are athletes important to society? Because at the end of the day, it could become a debate. You know what I'm saying? Because one may feel strongly than the other, and it's not saying who's right and who's wrong. It's just saying that whatever you think is best for you, that's what you do.
I'm all for a healthy debate. Like I told you, I'm learning my emotional intelligence.
Right.
And one thing about learning yourself or other people to be able to coexist, you have to learn that there's never going to be a right or a wrong.
No.
You have to come to terms and accept.
Agree to disagree.
Yes. And I'm not responsible for your happiness. And I'm only responsible for Melissa. I can't provide that for my children.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, that's just my mindset.
No,
and
that is the truth.
Not a million people that think like me, unfortunately.
Well, you know what? No, that is the truth. You're gonna agree to disagree.
Yeah,
and that's one of the things, like, people think that you can't be. I just don't like a person who think they're never wrong.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, always playing defense. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I can't tell you what hurt you. You can't tell me what hurt or bothered me. You know what I'm saying? Just like our post. If we had those conversations, it probably was a misunderstanding. One may didn't mean it that way, or one may took it the wrong.
Remember last week you said I was trying to kill you because I was trying to tell you how to control the sinus effect. Girl, you tried to kill me. I said, you see, I backed off. After 3 tries, I was like, you know what? She finna be hurting. I told her. I did my part. I spread it the health gospel. She didn't want to receive it. Let it go. You was the only one be witnessing. I had to
know that's right. But hey, that's the thing, though. Like, I just really okay. So see, that's what I'm saying. That's why the athletes, they're very, very important to society. Again, we don't want to just make it seem like there's some type of God or something, but it's just that, when they have this platform. And the guy said that you are blessed to be a blessing. Don't sit down on what God has given you. He places us in certain situations to do certain things, and for his glory, not for ours, but for his glory. And there's so much that's happening in our world today. Like, boy, we in some perilous times right about now. And a lot of stuff is not being talked about.
I done told a lie. Well, Lynn's foundation, I think it was 2. He did 2 events for COVID. He flew back to Kentucky, 2 separate.
So why you never told us about the foundation? What is the foundation?
Yeah, we're in revamp mode right now.
Okay,
we had to make sure that, for one, that he had a home and everything would run smooth. Speaking of which, you just gave me a ding ding ding. Time to hit him up. What are we doing?
Yeah.
He's on the roster. What are we doing?
Right.
Thank you. We needed this conversation. So ask me in 2 weeks. I have some info. But at the time during COVID, he had partnered twice with United Way, and he flew out to 2 different places where he actually did promotion for COVID.
Okay.
And it was young, of course, young little men and their family, and it came out and they donated to us, not the kids, but the United Way, just for coming out and promoting the COVID shot.
Now think about that. Here it is. Had not he came in during the COVID, he wouldn't have been a great advocate for it. See, so
Right.
some of the things that you go through, you're going through it for you to share with others. And that's why I love the topic, it had to happen. We never know why it had to happen, but we do know that it had to happen and it happened to us for us to share with others. So again, our athletes, our sons, our daughters, whoever it may be, whoever your athlete may be, it's, again, they're given a platform on a wider scale. Use it to spread awareness.
It definitely turned out really, really big.
Good.
And a lot of people took the initiative to come out. Of course, he's a big guy in Kentucky, so it was gonna bring out
right. See, and that's what
families. And he definitely brought a crowd so he can bring awareness to COVID as well as meet and greet and inspire some of the younger men.
Absolutely. And make them dream. I say sometimes we don't take our kids. Prime example, I remember one time I was doing we were doing a winter wonderland, and I wanted to take the kids to another neighborhood out of the hood, right? To show them something more than what they see every day.
Right.
Sometimes it can make one go hard because they may want that. You see what I'm saying? So it's always like getting out of your getting out of your comfy place. You understand? Sometimes God, I know most of the times in your uncomfortable place is when God is doing some of the best work. But
Right.
if you're stagnant in a comfortable place and you don't see a bigger picture, I'm glad that our sons, our daughters, whoever it may be, can give these kids hope, to strive for more. Not saying who was that? I think somebody said something about a role model and something else. I don't have it down pat. But what they said, it made a whole lot of sense. But the thing about it is, I think it was Miss Betty's brother. God bless him. But the thing about it is, a lot of times these kids do look up to our kids. Majority of them do. So this is why it's important.
The goal in life is if you could save one person. One person.
Yeah.
If you could save one person, that one person is a whole nother lifetime, whole nother life, a whole nother existence. I know a lot of the kids, especially from our hometown, one of the ones that just joined on to UK, me and his father, we talked several times and he thanked me so much for raising my son the way that I did, because my son is brutally honest and I try my best to be that, within means of now understanding that sometimes my brutally being honest to people can hurt feelings. So I have to be mindful of that. I can't be the Melissa who I was 5 years ago. I just say, oh, you stink. I can't be that Melissa no more. But my younger versions of me, all 4 of them, have that extra in them. So one of the things he do is he talks to the kids from our hometown, and as well as I still go back. I went back and I talked to 3 different weight classes.
Okay.
And I did like a question and answer thing. And I kind of wanted to let them know from a parent perspective of what needs to be done. And it's amazing to know at a younger level the things that my son, because of me informing him, a lot of the children don't know that you have to have grades and you have to have that.
Yeah.
So it's important to just go back and make sure that you're checking and balancing them on all levels. So that way that the God that you were, now they know this personal God. Not, not God. You know
I
what
know
I
what
mean?
you're saying.
They know this guy. And this guy's just like me. Oh my goodness. Or his mom is just like my mom, So that's one of the things.
Giving them hope. It's giving
Yes.
them hope. And then you said like if you touch one, you've done enough, because that one could actually go touch 20, and that 20 could touch many others. But it's just a ripple effect.
Anybody from my hometown to tell you, if you tap in with me, and even the moms from college tap in with me, you might not like what I got to say, but I've been there, done that. So I'm gonna give it to you raw and uncut.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be brutally honest with you and let you know this is this or this is that. It's either for you or it's against you. What are you gonna do?
But see, that's why we had to go through it. You see what I'm saying? And that's when the seasoned folk need to reach down. And that's everyday life, though, not just because the athletes and athletes.
The coaches too. You need to be
that's everything. It goes. I mean, it goes. Whatever it is that you did, why can't you reach out? That's why I love we get on here and we share our personal stories and our journeys, because it may be one mom, two moms, three moms, dad, whoever it may be, an athlete may be listening in, and it may do something for them. But at the end of the day, is we're only able to tell you our journeys, and we can make suggestions. You don't have to take them, but at the end of the day, we're just sharing what we went through, because when Alan went into the league, I didn't know hardly nothing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know hardly nothing, so I had to learn the lingo.
Imagine COVID year.
I know. Oh my God.
Nothing. Unfortunately, those young men that came in that year, they never experienced what you guys experienced. We never got to fly in and meet the coaches.
We didn't do that. Alan went
I know
what you're saying, though. But yeah. So, but the thing is, the beauty of it all, though, is they made it, right? They made it. Even under a trying time, those young fellows that was robbed of the draft or whatever it may be, just like with 88 Blessings, we had a SOAR movement project, and the kids was robbed of their high school prom. What else did they do? Prom, senior day, all that kind of stuff. That hit home with me because I didn't get a chance. Yeah,
I forgot all about.
Yeah. So kids were missing out. They couldn't go to graduate. They couldn't graduate.
Kids really care because some kids wanted to be at home.
Some of them really wanted to walk across that stage, sis. They wanted to experience. Like, see, let me tell you something. Night and day, Inky and Allen. Daryl, matter of fact, Inky, but he wanted the homecoming. He wanted to do the homecoming. He wanted to do the prom. He wanted to do it all.
That was
On
my
the other hand, Alan, he didn't even want to walk across the stage.
I tried.
You gonna walk across the stage?
I tried that. No, I went to homecoming. Prom ain't for me. I was like, you ain't gonna go to no prom.
Sure.
No, I ain't going to prom for what? I'll go see him. I'm gonna go watch him. I'm like, he was different. Him and my daughter was like night and day. My daughter was all about the glitz, the glam, the dresses, the after this.
That was
down back. The dress. It
the
had
rental car and everything. The prom lineup. You had to do it all. Girl, listen, but again. Why are athletes important to society? We hope that you guys could take a couple of snippets from what we said on here tonight and actually share it with the athlete or a family of an athlete, because this here is just like we want our kids to represent us when they go out. We have to represent our parents when we go out. It's a business. It is a business, and they want you to represent their organization to the highest. Is a lot of expectations that's put on them. Absolutely. But you got to know that, again, we all are human. We all are flesh. Some, like, they're coming in the league. You said 20. They're coming in the league and they're getting all of this money. That thing, you know what I'm saying?
When Allen and Lynn were on the Dolphins, I think the youngest was 21.
See? You
He
know,
was
you coming
21 years
into,
old, barely legal.
and we
So
already know what they say, like our men take a longer time to mature than the women do. But
right.
at the end of the day, it could be a female athlete. You know,
Wasn't
who knows? The thing,
Jalen Waddle wasn't he young?
I'm not sure because you know sometimes you could, you know, some opt out and leave school early, leave college early.
Lynn
So
did. He was a late bloomer. He was born late and retained a year. So he was late. He got there at 23. But if I'm not mistaken, was it Jalen? Jalen might have been
I'm not sure.
21 or 22. It was the
But
year.
they definitely come in pretty young. They definitely come in pretty young. But that's why you have the veterans. And again, that's why I say the seasoned folk reach down to help, you know, the rookies that's coming in. You know,
Right.
just make sure you get with someone who's doing the right thing and gonna
Right.
guide you and lead you in the right way. That's just bottom line. That's even
Well,
in life.
overall, I think this year it hasn't been a whole bunch of the kids. Well, the young men are doing well because
Oh yeah.
it hasn't been a lot. Like
It's
the
just been
last,
a whole lot of injuries. I watched that game last night, Texas and who did Texas play last night? Bucks. And I was like, oh my gosh, every so often somebody was going out hurt.
they were. I think who is it? Demario. I think he spends 300,000 a year on putting back into his body. If I'm not mistaken, I
Well,
think
that's
I
very important though. It's very, very, very important for an athlete to take care of their body.
and
And
he's
because
been
of
in the league for how long? A
I'm not
long.
sure, but I know one of Alan's teammates been in Mercedes Lewis, probably been in there about 14 years.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. About 14 years. But the thing about it, he take care of his body. He do the workouts, he eat right and things
Right.
like that. So even when like in your off season, you still should be doing the same thing that you were doing in in season. Even after football, you still need to do the same thing because guess what? Your body done took some really bad blows or you gave some really bad blows.
Did you see that? I don't know how true it is, but they were saying that LeBron still grows at the age of 38 because he tapes his mouth shut while he's sleeping. I don't know how true that is.
I never heard that. I never heard that, sis.
I would like to. I wanted to see if you
Does
heard.
he tape his mouth shut?
They were saying something about being able to something with the lung expansion.
That's news to my ears. But hopefully we'll have an answer for you. What did that?
Oh no! I'm like, wait a minute. Do something. Is somebody telling me I'm right?
I don't know. Did you press something?
Let me see. Maybe if maybe it's a new recognition. Oh,
What is that? Mine didn't do it.
you ain't keep it up there long enough.
No, you see how yours came? Yours came up there like some little bubbles first, and then it did it.
Hold on. Let's see.
What kind of computer you on?
Maybe put it.
Look.
Oh, I got an iPhone.
I have iPhone. Well, I'm on the Mac, so the book.
Yeah, I'm on an iPhone, and
Let me tell you
got
something. These
upgrade.
are iPhones. You see, they doing all these tricks and stuff. Y'all better be careful out here. But hopefully we'll have an answer for you guys next week. I think it's the new turf. Child.
Yeah. My client said that the turf doesn't give, so your body will. The turf isn't it. It's one or the other. Either your body's gonna give or the turf's gonna give. And the turf is not designed to give.
What is a turf?
Is it Astro?
I don't know. But I know too, like I have
they all switch.
It's so bad to where I got my two phones. If I put them close together, they'll copy each other.
Yeah.
But the thing about it,
sharing.
That's scary. Because what if
it symbolizes things for the business people?
No, but what if you're around somebody? All they have
It asks you. That's because you have two compatible things that are under the same cloud.
No, I don't. They're not.
Oh,
no,
well,
ma'am.
it does. Mine's asked me if I want to share the information.
Nope, the thing say connected. it automatically
You
say.
must got yours to say always connected or something.
All I know is it say connected. All I know that's scary. Somebody could be beside you and just tap
You
you.
got to change your settings because mine's always asking me, is it okay?
Well, I need to go and figure out how to change my settings. So you let me know after the show. But
Oh,
guys, you will
girl,
be.
I just be.
I'll Google it. I'll YouTube
We
it. I'll
gonna have to
Google it because
Google it.
it'll tell you. But we'll be back before you guys on next Monday, God's willing, with the rest of our sisters. But listen, that right there, I definitely want to know the answer to that too about LeBron Jr.
Yeah. I want to know if it's the truth too. I should have shared it to Facebook. If I come across it again, I will. Because
Okay.
if you share it to Facebook and it's anything that's false, they'll reject it and tell you that it's something on here that isn't true.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You
Okay.
never had that happen?
Mm-mm.
I shared a post that I had saved about 6 years ago about water, about the consumption of water. And I shared it on Facebook, and Facebook flagged it and asked me, did I want to keep it on because it's something on here that's false. I just took it off. But you have an option. They'll tell you if it's something that's not true or
Okay.
not.
Well, we will definitely see. So, tomorrow is on our prayer broadcast. We have misunderstanding and misjudged. Have you ever been misunderstood or misjudged? If so, please do tune in with us tomorrow at 5:30. Girls Talk with Dr. B. Girl Talk Tuesday with Dr. B. Meet us back here tomorrow, God's willing, at 5:30. Misunderstood and misjudged. I think we all have been one way or another. So if you can, please do tune in with us tomorrow at 5:30 and meet us back here at 6 p.m. God's willing on Monday. And hopefully all of our sisters will be here. And then on Thursday, oh my God, do I have a story for you all. A young man had I believe he was, all I know, it was one of those, I don't know if it was a dirt bike or one of them. He had a really bad accident.
Wow.
And his mom, I don't want to give too much away, but his mom will be with us Thursday at 6 p.m. I will be posting the flyer, so please do watch out for that. But that story is amazing. The thing is, when you have someone that's backing you, like you said, Melissa, Sissy, that you have to be that, for everybody. But
Right.
when you have someone that's backing you and carrying you and pushing you, that matters. And that's what his mom is doing for him. And he's doing so much better to compare to what they thought he will be doing. So if you can, that's Thursday at 6 p.m. That story, oh my gosh, I can't wait to just hear some of the things that he, the things that he's doing now, even what she's doing in the community, because she's a great advocate as well for him. But I believe he was a rapper or something, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, an upcoming rapper. So One Fresh Mom is who will be here with us on Thursday at 6 p.m. God bless each and every one of you. Come on, sis. Let's send them out with some virtual hugs. Oh my gosh. And some virtual love. Because guys, we love you here and It Had to Happen. Share this broadcast with an athlete mom, or whoever you feel that can get something from this, because this was some great information that was given here on tonight. Just know that our sons, they're human. We all make mistakes. God bless each and every one of you. Until next time, bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Erica's empowering empire. 88 Blessings Soar movement. It had to happen in a beauty so rare. We'd love for you to join us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. It had to happen with Erica Wilson. Following our social media.